When I was 18, I was asked to speak to my church by my Sunday school teacher. It wasn't just me, it was several of us. And I remember at the time that I was having such a hard time figuring out what I would speak about and how to talk about my faith. And the thing that I remember was I surrounded myself with things of my faith, and I started to notice all those. And specifically, one of them came from the Bible verse. I think it was 2 Timothy, as I found out this morning, where Paul says, I have fought the good fight, I have won the race. Although, as I was searching for that, I found 1 Timothy 6:12. I had to look down my notes here. And it says, where he tells Timothy to fight the good fight and take hold of the eternal life to which you were called. And that kind of gets into where I want to talk about today. Recently, but more likely, recently is like 4 years ago, I started on this journey of becoming a filmmaker. I'm not expecting anything big. I'm not, if I get to do a motion picture, that would be great, but, full feature movie. But at this point, it's just me and the camera and sometimes just whatever I'm doing. And at that time, and over the past 4 years-ish, maybe a little longer than that, I've been able to put together usually documentaries, a lot of B-roll, me talking a bit, just documenting things. I've gotten better with some of my techniques, although I still have a long way to go. In fact, I'm currently using a new setup right now for my lights. I got some new lights, yay. So I can actually balance out some of the lighting issues that I've had in the past. Now, at this point, I'm still using an iPhone. Well, I do have a bigger camera, and I just didn't want to pull it out today. I'm trying to start small. And that was the thing back then, is I used whatever camera I had available to me. And I still kind of do that now. But what I started to realize that here in 2018 is I started feeling stuck. I didn't realize it at first. It wasn't until I got probably about 9 months into this year, around September, and I just realized I just wasn't doing enough. And let me rephrase that or unpack that. I was feeling stuck. I wasn't progressing. Now, we all hit plateaus, and there is a time when you have to go through and you break through the plateau and you move up. I found that out when I was running in high school. But the big thing that I was starting to see was that I just wasn't doing anything. I wasn't trying to create anything. And then I realized also at work, when we do social media posts, that I wasn't just creating any new social media posts. Yeah, I was doing the weather story. We do those twice a day. And I would, figure out somewhat a creative way to sometimes figure it out. But we've had new people come into the office, and they know more on how to create PowerPoint things. And with that, then also create really nice social media posts. I have another friend of mine who I've been kind of working with, trying to do some filming at work, that also, while he doesn't have all the PowerPoint skills, he certainly knows how to display and create a post from just information. And let's say, and you have to know me, that I got a lot of information in my brain. So trying to figure out a good way to unlock that and get it out. And that's what I'd like to do with video. and film. Well, film's a relative term. But still, that's what I want to try and get through. So I'm trying to take steps.
We have to take steps. We're going to have to take steps.
And in this case, this video is one of those steps. I need to be able to talk to the video. I need to start doing this out more public more. I don't want to be necessarily a daily vlogger. Maybe weekly. Maybe every 2 weeks. I'm considering resurrecting my old weather podcast that I used to do. At one point it was under a pseudonym. But I was looking through and trying to figure out what could I do. Mary and I are both trying to work on this because we've started a YouTube channel called Let's Get Away. Or Let's Get Away. Let's Get Away. Depending on how you want to pronounce our last name. We say Lutz Get Away. So it's a play on words, and it's also us getting away. So we're looking for content. We're trying to remember and think of ways to be creative for those times when we're not actually going and doing anything. But to put something up there, not as a placeholder, but something that's interesting that people are going to want to see anyways. And who knows, maybe the channel evolves. We'd like to try to do this over the next, my idea is if you look at it technically, I would retire in probably about 9 years. 62 will give me 30 years of government service. And I just turned 53. So I've got some time. She's got some time. So we just need to figure out what we're doing and how to get there. And as I was talking to her a little bit about this morning, she even mentioned that she has a hard time getting in front of the computer and sitting down and doing stuff. And I said, and that's part of the issue, is getting down in front of the computer or the camera and doing stuff. I always feel like it's a bother because I'm not efficient at this stuff yet, trying to get everything together. And so people are going to go, oh, you're too slow. And that's in it's my internal talk in my brain. So I'm trying to get past that. And that's where I am going to continue on. I'm going to try to force myself to create things. I want to be able to write stuff and then put it together. I'd like to do some narrative format stuff. I don't know how that's going to occur, but that's what I want to work on. I want to do some of the vlogging stuff. I think I want to resurrect the podcast, but I think in maybe in a video format, maybe just in still pictures over top of the audio. I haven't figured that out yet. It's not that I don't have the audio equipment. I do. I've had that for a while. It's when I was first into podcasting and really getting things going. And this isn't much different with me using a microphone and a camera and talking to people. So we'll see. But this is what my idea and goal is for 2019. So, as one of my favorite YouTube channels that I follow says, write, shoot, edit, repeat. The rest will follow.